Okay, so we're gonna talk today a bit about this big change that we're all going through. I'm just gonna put the people in Zoom on silent. Okay. So hi, I'm super happy to be here. Actually, for me, this opportunity to try and be with you every day at 12, it really helps me. I need this practice for my own sanity and in order to be healthy. And also because this is an opportunity for me to be together. To be together in this big change that we're all going through. So one thing I wanna talk about today is about this energy of a shock. You know, when something changes in your life and you didn't want it, you didn't ask for it, not at least consciously, and it has pain, this big change, and yet this might be exactly the medicine that you need. If we go a bit into the tree of life, so almost all the religions are working with the tree of life. Some of them work with it consciously, and some it's more hidden aspects. But one of the Sephirot in the tree of life, you have 10 Sephirot, and one of the Sephirot is called Gvura. In English, the meaning is severity. And this Sephirah, it's the fifth one, and the angel of this Sephirah is called Kamael. And why I'm talking about this Sephirah is because in some of the religions they don't know how to interpret and how to work with this Sephirah, because the energy is the energy of the sword. The ruler star is Mars, the sign is Scorpio. It's the energy of this king that is going to a fight in order to kill whatever is now, so the new will come. In a way, it's killing the old, so the new will rise. And for us, it's much more easy to accept the Sephirah of grace, one before that, which is the Sephirah of benevolent kin, of generosity. But when we get this shocking, this big change, it's something that we usually want to not to deal with. But sometimes we need this shock, and it's difficult to admit it. I can tell you about my life that actually what saved me was a shock, therapy. I was 28 years old. I was living in the Balkans, and I had a chain of coffee places and a restaurant with a couple of friends from the army. And I fell in love with a magical, beautiful woman called Emira. And I was so in love with her, and this love was so strong and overwhelming that when it ended, I started crying and I just couldn't stop. And actually this was a life-changing chapter, because my heart was so much in pain that I couldn't continue what I did before. I had to go and do something else with myself, because I didn't care anymore about money, about my work. And now I know that when I look back at this crisis, this was actually the opportunity of my life, this crisis. Because after this heartbreak, I went to Guatemala in order to find what can I do, because I was lost. And from this place that I was open and lost, and I had this crack in my heart, I was open enough that the light could come in. And I was open enough to learn and to transform and to change. And this only came with a crisis. It only came with a pain. And now something that is happening to all of us, all the world is in crisis. Like there is nothing that we can do. All the world now is getting this shock therapy. But the question is, can we be awake and notice what is the gift? Because it's very difficult to notice what is the gift before. You can only look back at your life and say, oh, this was a turning point. This crisis was a gift. It's very difficult to do it before it happens. And my invitation today is to be open to that. To be open that all of what is happening now with this corona is actually a beautiful door for transformation for all of us. And then to have the humbleness to say, maybe we still don't know how it will grow or how it will spring, but it might be super beautiful. One of the beautiful things of this Sephirah of Gvura, of severity, is that it brings you this energy of shocking, this energy of a clear cut, like a sword. Exactly like now, you know, there is a clear cut. Stay at home, don't move, be in quarantine. This is very clear. It's this energy of severity. It's not grace. And the opportunity with this severity is maybe this time we are willing to learn something. Because when the Amazonas had this huge fire and the trees were burning, we didn't really learn anything. And with the pollution, we didn't really change anything. And with the fires in Australia, we didn't really change anything. So maybe now when we don't have a choice finally, we might change a few things that will make this place that we live in a bit better for all of us. So the session of today is about gratitude. And before we begin, I just want to talk about 5 things that I'm grateful that are happening now in the world. So one thing is that we all have this producing personality. You know what I mean? That we have to produce things so we feel better with ourselves. Produce work, produce activities, produce a lot of things. This is very strong in Israel, but also now it's very strong around the world. And now we have to stop producing. We have to be. We have to learn how to just dwell in being. How to find the ease with not doing anything. And this is one gift. The gift of stop producing and finding what we really want inside. What helps us, what supports us and others. You know, they say in psychotherapy that the illness of the producer is this sentence: don't just sit there, do something. And the cure for this producer is don't just do something, sit there. And we now have to sit. So this is one beautiful gift that I'm super grateful for. Another one is nature. You know, we can see all around the world that nature is healing itself now. Because we are not polluting, there is no planes, there is no traffic. Even the factories stop working. So the nature has this time now to heal itself. And we can even see blue sky in China. You know, I was in Beijing 6 years ago and I couldn't believe. I had a workshop there and I couldn't believe when I looked up that the sky was black. You know, the amount of pollution is that you couldn't breathe in the streets. Now people are saying that, and you can see picture that Beijing is clear. Like nature is receiving this beautiful time to heal itself until we will learn how to co-create with nature, how to feel that we are one with nature. So this is the second thing that I'm grateful for that is happening worldwide. The third one is to heal our relationships. So now we have this opportunity to heal the relationships with the people that are closest to us. So I know that for me, I have this opportunity now to do it with my daughter and with my wife, and also with my mother, because we have this time together. With my mother, we don't live together, but I really feel that I want to be close to her, even through media, in this time, because she's alone. She's in a quarantine at home because she's close to 80. So this is a beautiful opportunity to devote the time and the attention to heal the relationships for the people that are closest to us. And this is another thing I'm super grateful. And I heard some beautiful stories about this actually. The fourth one, I call it resting and nesting. This is for me something that I feel that my body and my consciousness really wanted for a while. So actually every day now I sleep noon. You know this Schlaftunze? I have it now every day. My wife goes to sleep at 2 o'clock for half an hour. I go to sleep at 2:30 for half an hour. We switch. So one of us is with our child. And we have more time to walk in the garden. And you know, we just did a new summer garden. We have time to play with our daughter. Our daughter is very nourished. She's super happy about this period. So this resting and nesting, it's another gift that it's clearly that we're receiving now. And the last one that I want to talk about today, actually there is many more, is creativity. You know, yesterday friends of mine did a singing circle for 1,000 people online. And many of my friends and me together, we started this Facebook page that is called Hamigdalor, the Lighthouse. In this we share a lot of our insights for free. And there is so many creative sparks that are coming now. Because something in this change asks for creativity. Even humor. I saw so many beautiful jokes and funny stories about what we're going through. And yeah, just appreciating the creativity. So let's take a deep breath. So what I want to invite you to do now is just to take a pen and a paper. If you don't have, you can do it with your phone or with your computer. If you have a pen and a paper, then just bring it for a moment. And we're just going to take 2 minutes, and I want to ask you to go deep inside and check what are you grateful in this Corona time. And try to find 5 things that you're authentically grateful. Not something that you're inventing, something that is real for you, that you are grateful. Okay, so let's do it together. So we're gonna take now 2 minutes to write 5 things that we are grateful for.
שחר?
Yeah.
לא, אתה התנתקת פה בזום, ואז לא שמעתי שום דבר ממש מהמשימה.
So I'm saying we're going to take 5 things that we are grateful for. 5 דברים שאתה בהודעה עליהם על התקופה הזאת. Okay, so 20 more seconds. And I just want to invite you now to check which one of these 5 things is really alive in you. Like, from these 5 things that you are grateful for in this Corona time, what is the thing that really moves your heart, that really lives inside of you, that you really feel deep gratitude from these 5 things that you wrote? Just take a moment to see what it is. Okay, so the invitation now is just take a few moments to close your eyes, go inside. If you feel comfortable closing the eyes, that's amazing. If not, then just find a place that you can look at and you can feel relaxed. That's also amazing. And just take a few deep breaths, relax your body. And now just bring this thing that you're grateful for. Just feel it inside yourself. I'm gonna give you example what I mean. So I feel this grateful for this time I have with my daughter. So I see my daughter and me walking together in the garden. And when I see us walking in the garden, I feel this expansion in my body, in my shoulders. And I feel a smile coming up and some warm flow inside my body. This is like a resource for me now. So just check this moment of deep gratitude for you, where it is in your body. How does it feel in your body? And let's just be with it for a moment. Just to feel it in the body. See which sensations come to you. Explore a bit this world of gratitude, the sensations, the emotions, how it feels inside of you. Find a way to rest with this gratitude. And then just taking 3 deep breaths and then slowly opening the eyes. Okay. So just reminding us, the first thing we talked about was this energy of the sword. You know, we have this very intensive change that we're going through. And this might be scary, it might bring some anxiety. And I want to invite us to be humble and curious and even open that this change might be a very beautiful change for this world. Yes, it comes with pain, and it comes even with death. And yet this energy that comes to change the old into the new sometimes has to come with this shock, because otherwise it doesn't work. So just maybe look at your life, see these times that you had this crisis, and when you look back you can see, wow, you know, I really gained from this crisis, and I really learned and evolved from this crisis. And maybe we can collectively look at what is happening now exactly in the same way, as an opportunity for all of us. And the second thing is about gratitude. Finding what are you grateful in what is happening now. And what I'm gonna do with my wife is we're gonna do 3 things that we're grateful for each day. 3 things that we are grateful for us, and 3 things that we are appreciating in the other, in order not to take things as granted. So I'm really wishing you all the best, and much love, and may you rest in peace inside of you. Thank you.